Hey guys, it's me, Shani, and today I'm going to be doing a vintage makeup tag that I kind of made up myself, just talking about some favorite vintage makeup items, some things I've collected, my first antique, those types of things. So if you love all things vintage, then keep on watching. So the first question I wrote down is favorite vintage makeup piece. So this is a very hard question. I love collecting vintage makeup, but I think if I had to choose one favorite, it would be this little compact here. This was my basically family friend, Juju. We called her Juju. This was her compact, and I got this after she passed away. She was a wonderful woman. I'm so thankful to have known her, and this is just so special because it's someone I knew and it was their item. And this is from Paris as well, from the 50s, I believe. So I just think that is so cool. Here's what the inside looks like. There's no powder left. There's just a little sifter here, but it's just very special to me and I really cherish it. I have always had an obsession of Paris as well, so the fact that it's from Paris, from the 50s, from someone I love who's no longer with us, I think it just makes it that much more special. An honorable mention, because I couldn't not mention this, is this little lipstick I got as a gift from Randy, my boyfriend's parents, and so it just was such a thoughtful gift. I think this is a Stratton lipstick holder, and here's the little mirror, it's right there, but the most amazing thing is that there is a vintage Revlon lipstick in here. Here is the famous Fire and Ice lipstick. I do collect vintage lipsticks, but especially Revlon vintage lipsticks I collect, and so when I got this as a gift with this iconic shade, I could not believe it. I was so excited. It looks kind of like the shade I'm wearing today, and what I'm wearing today is actually the Thrive Cosmetics Maya Impactful lipstick, and let's compare them. This one's a bit brighter, but still very pretty red, both of them are. But yeah, I was so excited to get this because both Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn have worn this shade before. It's just a very iconic shade from the 50s, so I am so glad to have it in my collection, and I absolutely love having this displayed on my shelf. The next question is favorite vintage perfume. I have a bunch that I could choose from. I really was trying to figure out what I would say is my favorite, but I absolutely love vintage Avon, and so I decided to pick this little pumpkin carriage, and it has a little heart detail on it as well. I think something that also makes this one so special is it was a gift from a coworker. So far all of these things were gifts, but maybe that makes it more special because it's someone being super thoughtful. But this is the Okur cologne, and it is just so cute. It doesn't have any perfume in it left, but I absolutely just love the Avon creativity. Like, their perfumes are so cool. I collect Avon specifically as well, but yeah, this is just super cute. I love little carriages, Cinderella, any of that is just some of my favorites. And I think this is from either the 70s or the 80s. Next is my first antique ever, and I think my first antique, after thinking about it for a while, is this little teacup. It is Old Country Roses Royal Albert, made in England, and it is 1962, and my Aunt Nettie actually got this as a gift for me. We went to an antique barn and we were just looking around. She told me to pick something. I was pretty young. I can't remember exactly how young I was. I think maybe I was like early high school years or something, but it was my first antique, I think, and I absolutely love collecting teacups now. So it's just so funny that this was my first little antique item. I think this is so pretty. I still love this design and I still have this on display in my kitchen. So next is my first vintage makeup item, and after thinking about this, I realized it is the Lelite Perfumers little powder tin. This is my first vintage makeup item from what I can recall. It is just so gorgeous. It's actually from the 30s, and I just love the imagery here. Her dress, the little berries or whatever she's picking here, and the side is really gorgeous. And this is a huge tin of product here, but yeah, this I saw at an antique store in near Lake George, New York, and I was on a little anniversary trip with my boyfriend, and I was really starting to get into antiquing at that time, and I was excited, and we went into a few different antique stores, and I picked this up and a couple other things, but I think this was the first like vintage makeup item, and I just had this huge realization. I was like, wait, I love going to antique stores, I love makeup, why not buy some vintage makeup? And so I was so excited and I got this lovely item. Next is my first vintage perfume. So I think it would be this little pink swirl perfume bottle. This I always have on my vanity. I think it's one of my favorite pieces, and I don't know, I just think it's my first one. I think I got this pretty early on before I even started collecting vintage makeup. I think I kind of got into collecting vintage perfume first, but absolutely love the look of this pink little perfume bottle. I don't know the brand or any year of this item. It's kind of a mystery item for me, but it is really, really cute, and I keep water in here, but it, you know, it didn't have any perfume in it, but it is just so nice. I really love the look of it. The next question is, what is the top of my wish list? I would say if I had to pick one thing, it would be the Revlon doll lipsticks. I really love those. They're just so fashionable and cute, and like the cutest little lipsticks I've ever seen. So I definitely have that on my wish list. Next is my favorite era. So I would say, you know, just kind of looking back and seeing what eras I am drawn the most to, I would say it would be the 50s and then the 20s. Those are kind of the eras I really like the makeup for, or the fashion, you know, different things like that. Those are the two eras that come to mind. The next question is my favorite icon or person. Number one, it has to be Audrey Hepburn. I love Audrey Hepburn, but a close second is Marilyn Monroe. I actually did my makeup and hair kind of inspired by Marilyn Monroe today, if you can't tell, and she is just such an icon as well, so they both are big favorites of mine. Okay, number 9 is the best deal that I've ever gotten. And I would say my favorite, or the one that comes to mind, is this lipstick holder. I have some lipsticks in it right now, but this is a lipstick holder from Florenza. Here, let me take the lipsticks out so you can really see it. It is so gorgeous. It is this gold, and then it has gems and pearls in it, and it fits 4 lipsticks, and I got this for $5. I could not believe it. I feel like it is just so gorgeous on my bookshelf, and I always have lipsticks in it. It's just so beautiful, and it has all the little gems. And yeah, $5. I was so excited. Next is oldest item. I'm gonna have to insert a clip of this one, but I have a Sears Roebuck face cleanser little wooden sign, and I keep it in my bathroom, and it's one of my favorite antiques that I've ever found, and it is actually from the 1910s or 1907, around there. So it's my oldest item that I have and one of my favorites. So I'll insert a clip here. My most unique item, I would say, is this little war compact from the 40s. It is so cute. It looks like a little hat, obviously, and you open it up and it has a mirror and a little powder puff. How beautiful is that? It's just so great. I have a box for this as well, and I couldn't find it. I know I have it somewhere in storage, but I actually have the cardboard box. It wasn't anything fancy, but on it in pencil it says to Jan, which I just think is the sweetest thing, because they used to call these sweetheart compacts because the soldiers would send it to their loved ones as kind of like a keepsake, or just to tell them they are thinking of them. So I think that is the sweetest thing, that it said to Jan, and it was this little compact. The next question is first vintage beauty ad. So I started collecting beauty ads as well, and the first one I ever picked up was this Coty one. It is the Season's Best, so it's like Christmas themed, which is so adorable. I love the imagery here. I think that's what caught my attention. And then the little holiday sets, and this is from 1949. But how stinking cute is this? Let me see. I think I really loved the little Cinderella slipper here, and some of these other sets are just so cute. So this was definitely one I couldn't pass up, and I got it a few years ago. So that was my first one, but the next question is my favorite vintage beauty ad, and let me get it for you. I would have to say it is this DuJour Kiss ad from 1920, February 1920 to be exact. I absolutely love DuJour Kiss ads, and this one is my absolute favorite. It just has some fairies, like so much detail. It's just so stunning. It's a little hard to show, but I absolutely love their advertisements, and they are just very whimsical, fairy-like, and they are based in Paris, so they're just super cool. I just love their ads. And the last question is my favorite vintage inspired shows. And for that, I have to say The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Downton Abbey. Those are, I love a lot of different like period dramas or vintage inspired shows, but I would say those two are my top favorites. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you collect vintage items, I'd love to see your version of this video, where you kind of show your first antiques and your favorite antiques. I just think it was something fun I kind of came up with, or that I wanted to share with you. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I really love vintage stuff, so if you enjoy that type of content, definitely like and subscribe. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye.